What's up, you lovely lurkers? It's Scott and Willie back for another show. Today, we're going to talk about a cage match made in heaven, to the moon, and interspersed throughout the final of Willie's Beat That Meat Sauce Bracket Challenge.
The Throat Goat. Nope. If you like our voices, you can find our faces on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram, or actually waiting on the streets of New York, celebrating. It's for real this time.
It's time.
Let's lurk. Can I just share with you, Scott, because this has it's been a week, buddy. All right, so Monday, I wake up, migraine, feeling terrible, not a great time. This is last week, by the way, after the show. Not having a really good time with life. And then I get a notification on my phone when I'm laying in bed that is, hey, your alarm's going off on your car. So I open up the app, I take a look, and here is some young 19-year-old idiot standing on the phone in front of my car because she was trying to pull into a parking spot in front of mine, and she swiped the front of my car, and now the bumper is falling off.
I heard about this from my partner. Her exact words were, hey, did you hear Willie's car got hit? I said to myself, oh, I've got a best friend named Willie, and he never told me anything. So, who's this person you're talking about?
I sometimes like to save things for the show, Scott.
Apparently. Well, spoiler alert, I know all about it.
Let me just share more with you, because come Tuesday, I'm like, all right, everything is going to be fine.
What?
Flu. I got the flu. What?
Oh, what? You got the flu?
Yeah.
Like official flu?
Constant COVID tests? Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a man flu, so probably for every woman out there listening to the show.
A cold. You got a cold.
I got a cold. Listen,
okay,
man.
Well, how are you feeling today? How are you feeling today? Because I need you to get it together. There's
I'm just
a lot
excited.
going on today.
I'm excited that spicy wings are going to open up the pores and allow me to hopefully taste again.
I have been doing the alternate bracket or other bracket. You know, we have a men's Final Four. We have a women's Final Four. Both, by the time the show goes live, will have completed their championship games. And that's what we're doing here today. We have, up until this point, had our Sweet 16. However, over on our socials, the championship final has come down to honey barbecue and mango habanero.
One of those has made it into my bracket, the Willie
Correct.
bracket.
And I'm going to reveal the winner at the end when we have our championship, or Willie's championship here.
So for those of you watching and listening, if you like the sound of me eating, today is going to be a thick daddy episode, because we're going to start with the Elite Eight.
A feast.
Yes. And after I'm done eating 8 wings, we're going to talk about the week, our favorite stories. We're going to share some things. And then we're going to do the Final Four. We're going to talk a little bit more. And then we're going to bring it on home for the final 2 to end out the episode.
I just need to know one thing before we get started. How much do I owe you for all these wings? Because I'm sure you tallied it all together. You had to get, a minimum of 5 wings each time we did this?
A minimum. Somebody's listening and going, 5 wings? Well, that's not bad. That's a couple of raspberries. It's 5 wings per flavor.
So we had 16 last time.
And I need to
have 8
no, we
this
did
time.
we did 8. We did 8 each week. We did 8 last week. We did 8 this week, or the week before, and I have another
Sure.
8. We're not doing this again. every time has been like $60. I've spent like almost $200 on wings.
Normally people do that for the entire party that comes over to watch the first day of March Madness.
I had to pick a different Buffalo Wild Wing because they wouldn't approve my order. This fucking guy again.
Listen here, we can't support this. Like we want you to live. Please choose
This
to
is
live,
half.
sir.
So,
all right, let's kick it off then. We've got an Elite 8.
I'm sorry, both of these wings are it's like Duke versus
Kansas.
Sure. So let's start with some honey garlic, which is a a little tonic water coming up. I'm not sure.
Okay.
This is a seasonal flavor, so it might not be around. So if this becomes the winner, there's going to be some head spinning.
Now, as Willie pops the first wing into his mouth, I just want to remind everybody that our sauce bracket this year is brought to you by Starry. Tastes just like Sierra Mist. Starry. Okay, the first one, honey garlic. Loved it last time.
A little bit of sweetness. The honey is like a candy coating shell.
What's the honey to garlic ratio? Give me a Venn diagram.
So
where do they meet?
It's honey up front and garlic in the back. It's like a weird mullet of flavors here. It's balanced as all things should be.
Right.
Maybe a little bit more 60-40 honey to garlic.
I think that's the smart ratio.
Yes.
Unavoidable though. Okay. This is your other favorite though.
Sweet treat. Thai curry.
Thai curry goes down the gullet. By the way, I don't know if this is going to make it into the show. Maybe it'll be a stinger at the end. But we found out Willie has a huge mouth. Like throat goat on that microphone. Now, Duke, Kansas. Everybody's watching. Everybody's in tune. 3, 2,
Caitlin Clark.
1. The buzzer.
Throwing up the buzzer. This is going to be an upset. Honey garlic is going forward.
Whoa! Honey garlic with the win.
The only thing that's pulling Thai curry down is the amount of salt almost overpowers it. And then when the heat kicks in, you think it's just salty, and it's not. It makes it feel a little too salt forward.
Okay, too much sodium. I am obviously not a fan, but we have honey, garlic. Moving on to, I couldn't come up with something that's Final Four-ish. Final Devour.
Okay, this is Parmesan garlic versus original buffalo.
Yeah, that seems about right.
Two super classic ones. They're never going to go away. Maybe original
been around
buffalo
forever.
Original buffalo is likely going to be a fan favorite. It's one of those like classic wing flavors.
Original buffalo, named after the city in New York, not the animal.
Syracuse. I weighed myself this week. Not great, man. Not great.
Okay. Can you play yourself after we finish the episode?
It's already bad. It's just going to be worse. I love that. I think buffalo, and it's super spicy.
Ooh. Really?
Yeah.
Little kick? Unexpected?
We've got the hot round coming up next. So if that's spicy, I'm going to have problems. I like an original buffalo. Classic.
Everybody does.
Vinegar forward, but Parmesan garlic, man.
I'm not a huge vinegar fan, but for some reason I like buffalo sauce. You know, get you some Frank's Red Hot, you get some butter, melt it with some minced garlic, toss it up with your wings. Now, Parm garlic. I can say I've had this one time. I love Parmesan. I love garlic. This seems like a perfect chicken wing for me. How is it for you?
If honey garlic is that sweet and spicy, Parmesan garlic is that savory, that umami mouth punch, this is going to go down to the buzzer.
Sorry. Umami? Sorry. Umami? Sorry. 3, 2, 1.
Parmesan garlic.
Parmesan garlic! Moving on to the final devour. We're going to make it work. Don't worry. It sounds good. It's spelled like it.
I didn't know
We've got
that
honey
was gonna
garlic.
happen.
We've got Parmesan garlic. We've got the garlic side of the bracket.
They're going to have to face off against each other.
I think there's a little bias here, but yes, one of them's gonna go. One of them's gotta go.
Now listen, if I were to take a trip to Vegas, this is my vote. My vote would have been for Caribbean Jerk to take it all the way. So Caribbean Jerk is going up against Nashville Hot. It's like trendy cool team. It's like a Golden State Warriors versus Alabama
College.
Oh, no.
Okay. Well, I think the Golden State Warriors are gonna win because they have millions of dollars behind them.
All right.
And
Caribbean
the other
Jerk.
are literal children. That one looked like heavily sauced. There were some dark spots on there. I don't know if my monitor's calibrated correctly, but that looked ooh.
Swimming. It's an island in a beautiful, beautiful sea.
All right, we know what that's like. Move on. Let's go.
Fine.
I'm glad you ate that one first.
Nashville Hot.
This is
Let's do
Nashville
it.
Hot, though. Challenger. Think Popeyes. Think McDonald's wannabe Popeyes. What's that place that's closed on Sundays?
That hateful chicken from
Chicken McJesus place.
Chick-fil-A.
Yeah. Chick-fil-A.
Kanye West's
I think they've got
favorite
one too. No, he changed. He saw Jonah Hill. He saw the light. Now, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Caribbean Jerk. You've got to have a spicy island barbecue that moves forward. I know. Trust me. Buffalo is not representing. Oh God, I'm
Nashville
losing.
Hot. Nashville Hot.
I'm losing the Buffalo flavors because Nashville Hot is really just like a more pickly Buffalo.
Okay. It does have that brine on there. Yeah, I suppose. All right, final 2 of the Elite ATE.
I thought that I was going to be hungry all day. I am regretting this.
You got to eat more to open up the stomach earlier in the
okay.
day.
Got it.
Everybody knows that.
That's exactly what my scale tells me. We are going orange chicken versus mango habanero.
Orange chicken versus the potential people's favorite, mango habanero.
I'm just going to be upfront and say that orange chicken only went forward because it was against lemon pepper. And those people that like lemon pepper
They're not basketball fans. They're like, it's like Iowa made it to the championship game, but everybody knows them to be a football school. Mm-hmm. What are they doing in the women's championship game? Now we all know who Caitlin Clark is.
Asian Zing was a P.F. Chang's butthole. This one straight up is just like runoff from a Leanne Chin's. People that like orange chicken, this isn't, you're not trending well here, guys. Yeah, threw down a flop.
And now, I think this is like the sleeper hit, mango habanero. Honestly, I don't like mango at all. But the mix of the sweet and the heat, this has an attractive profile to me.
The game's been called.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Just like that fan favorite video game from 1996, NBA Jam, mango habanero is on fire.
That's very nice. I appreciate your callback, but once again, that's the NBA. You're in collegiates.
I don't understand. That one's actually really hot. Oh, it's flashbacks.
It's on the hot scale. Yeah.
It is. It's flashbacks. Oh, God. Whew. I decided to grab the juiciest one because I wanted it to be fair. It's on the tongue now.
Okay, that's okay.
I'm fine.
It's fine. It's all fine. Now, we've got
Honey garlic, Parmesan garlic, Caribbean jerk, and mango habanero. You've got savory, soft, sweet versus hot and spicy on the bottom. Just how I like it.
Well, while Willie digests his upcoming Final Four, let's talk about another type of matchup. Let's talk about another arena, so to speak, where people like to get it on, and not in that way.
Let's get it. Nope.
Let's talk about UFC and the WWE. One is real, and the other is
Has
UFC.
Logan Paul.
No, he does. I think he does boxing, but one of the Paul brothers is in WWE, and it's making me not like it.
Logan. Doesn't matter.
Earlier this week,
They're bad.
a company called Endeavor, which currently owns the UFC, made a bid to buy WWE and bring them both under one umbrella. A cage match made in heaven, if you will. Now, on our Saturday show, we talked about how usually this was what led into all those cartoons we used to watch. So this is kind of what I grew up on. WWE, formerly WWF. In 1982, I believe Vince McMahon bought the WWE from his dad for $1 million.
That's it?
And with this current evaluation, now that Endeavor is purchasing it, we're talking double-digit billion-dollar evaluation.
Double B's.
So outside of the Paul brothers ruining everything that is good in this world, do you watch any sort of fighting besides on like World Star?
No. But
No.
that doesn't mean I don't find it entertaining.
Sure. Well, that's not where I was going with this. I'm just saying, I guess billions of people do. So even though
Totally.
you're not the audience, like this thing is enormous. Every Saturday there is a fight on UFC. Every single Saturday, and it's either something that you can get on ESPN Plus or a literal pay-per-view. Back when we were growing up, pay-per-views were like something that came along in a blue moon, and you had to like call up HBO and say, "Here's my credit card. Here's $100 so I can watch this Mike Tyson fight, please."
Oh my god, were they $100?
Something like that. I don't know. It was crazy.
But still,
Inflation.
nuts. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was mostly boxing. But wrestling has always kind of been on network TV until like the big events came up, and that would be like SummerSlam. Most recently, we had WrestleMania 39, which, spoiler alert, if you haven't watched it by now, was won by somebody named Roman Reigns, who, for a small stint, played for the Vikings.
Huh.
He was like on a practice squad or something like that.
Played what? Oh, he's on the practice team? Got it.
Yeah, like he got a cup of coffee with the Vikings, just like Brock Lesnar, who was in UFC, went over to wrestling, and is a Minnesota Golden Gopher. Sky Yuma, row the boat, go Gophers.
Minnesota holding down so much, doing all the things. Can you just give me a little history lesson on why you fell in love with wrestling? Because UFC makes sense to me. UFC is athletes at their peak, perfecting.
Do you remember
a
the
craft.
history of UFC though?
I
The
don't know.
Ultimate Fighting Championship? Way back in the day, it was literally no rules. Like you could have a 600-pound man fight a 200-pound man.
Oh my god.
And one person, it doesn't matter what weight, what height. It was just like, this person knows kung fu. This person knows like traditional Greco-Roman wrestling. Let's see who wins.
Oh my
There
god.
are VHS tapes of these original fights, and it is bloody and brutal.
Ooh.
They, in order to make it a legit organization, had to come up with some sort of rules and regulations and stuff. So you
Yeah.
literally couldn't kill somebody on live TV. Can you imagine just opening up a door to anywhere and suddenly 10,000 people start cheering for you? It's got to feel pretty good.
I think if we landed in Iceland, that's what we would see.
Yeah. We're coming for you, Reykjavik. Oh, yeah.
But hold on. If you were to say, like, when was that moment where you realized it was Santa Claus, Easter Bunny, and wrestling?
Truthfully, it was well after I stopped caring, honestly. Okay. Because
last year?
Wait a minute, it's not real. We can talk about that in a second, though. I grew up watching like Hulk Hogan and Ultimate Warrior, Andre the Giant, these guys fighting together, and it was clearly not like real, but the athleticism and the way Andre, a literal giant person, would lift up somebody by their neck and slam them down. You can't tell me that guy didn't feel that.
Oh, right.
And then when I got into middle school, it was Hulk Hogan coming back from the WCW WWF merger as the New World Order, NWO for life, like that. I had the T-shirts. I went to the when it came to the Target Center. I went and saw the event. Like it was just fun to be there, and I didn't care. That's the biggest thing. Like you can say like, oh, it's not real, it's scripted, like whatever. Think how many people watch Kardashians and Love Island and all those trash shows. Every single one of those things is reality TV, but it is, in fact, scripted. So
I guess
it's always been an entertainment. It's always been a male soap opera, which is super sexist to say because I'm sure they have a huge female fan base too. But it's just something that I watched to enjoy. I didn't watch because like I had money on it or anything.
Yeah. I can define why so many people probably fell in love with wrestling. When you watch an intense show where there is a competition between somebody that you care about versus the villain, whatever that might be, you pick a side.
The heel.
There is something just guttural, innate in us that wants to see that competition. So if you're reading a comic book, you're reading this story ebb and flow, but then you're waiting for this climax moment. What WWE brings is just the climax. You're just coming. They're coming for you. So, and it's just so hard. And then you hear about real beef. Like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and John Cena genuinely not liking each other and having to get into the ring and battle. So there's that drama that's also built around it too.
I did not know that they actually don't like each other. Do you know why?
Because somebody said some pompous stuff to another. It was The Rock to John Cena, let's be honest.
Oh, okay.
One was arrogant. The other one was John Cena.
I read a couple weeks back that there is a huge sports gambling betting push from many different states who are kind of feeling left out from everybody else who's in on it right now. And somebody floated the idea that what if you could bet and make money off of WWE matches? All of this talk about us knowing it's scripted, knowing that Santa Claus, Easter Bunny, like whatever you want to call it, whatever you believe in, has some sort of backing. They're talking about like getting the people who run the lottery, like the draft lottery, and or the Oscars, that Publishers Clearinghouse, whatever.
That's it.
Where they have the briefcase.
Yep.
With the results in there, and so only like 2 people will know. The owner, maybe who's ever running the show that night, and the person who's like running the camera, so they got to know stuff.
But how?
Then
how?
the results will be sealed, and then the bets will go live.
The performers need to know, right?
Right. That there's obviously going to be way too many factors to keep it a secret. Like the variables for fraud are fraught throughout this idea, but people want a piece of that pie. And now that it's going to get into the ring with an actual fighting competition. We're just going to see some people losing even more money when they bet on these fights.
All I'm going to say, Scott, is that it must be so simple for them to keep secret who's going to win for the Oscars, right? A group of people, they vote. Somebody probably prints every single name.
The Illuminati, yeah, we know.
And then those wealthy elites, the Bezoses and Soroses, just take the right one and put it in the envelope. And here, small, millionaire, read this for us. You're not going to get the same thing out of them. You're not going to get a real competition.
You're not going to get a real competition like the one between Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese with their "You Can't See Me" battle.
Well, let's give you a real battle, Scott, because we are finally at bum 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 bum. Is that right? Did I do it?
That's
the final.
You got it.
4.
Final Devour. Do we like that?
Sure.
Devour.
We'll do some focus groups and what happened to my fork? Anyway, it's not a big deal.
We'll workshop it. We'll figure it out for next year.
We are bringing together the two garlic daddies, starting with honey garlic.
The garlicers.
I'm going to go for the smaller wings now because I still have a lot to eat. No, I'm not. It's
okay.
Fine. It's huge. It's enormous.
Honey garlic versus Parmesan garlic. He's shaking his head no, though. Is it in a negative way or is it I can't believe how good this is? I can't believe I've gone my entire life without having honey garlic. And finally, I can't believe it's not butter.
Listen, we did this competition because somebody sued because they thought that boneless wings were not wings. I love this. This is thank you. Thank you.
I have while you're chewing on this Parmesan garlic, I have a follow-up to that story. Apparently, that guy just likes to sue everybody. And
dick.
But that dick got you to eat this meat. So,
excuse
think
me?
about it.
I don't want
to. Honey garlic, Parmesan garlic. 3, 2, 1.
Honey garlic. Honey garlic.
Honey garlic?
Oh my God. I don't know what I'm doing.
Parmesan garlic was like your baby. It wasn't even like a side chick. It was like your main chick.
I don't know what to tell you, man.
And you just kicked it out of the mansion. You just took away that rose. So unceremonious.
There is a candy crunch to honey garlic that is unbeatable. It is not a flavor that I have had in a wing. And I want more.
That explains probably why honey barbecue went through to the finals in the social bracket. And now.
I don't want to do this. My stomach already hurts.
But what's the first one? Caribbean jerk.
Caribbean jerk.
Swimming in a sea of jerk sauce. I can hear the reggae music. I can feel the
breeze
sun
in my hair.
Yeah, the smell of breeze. Spittle
she's
as
upstairs.
The waves crash. And who comes landing on to the island? But none other than spicy mango habanero. Do it. Do it. Little known fact, in the last, if you're just tuning in the last episode, Willie thought mango habanero was actually really good compared to something that was really bad. So, did you really like it? Did you really like it at all? I think this is one of those matchups where everybody, kind of like the men's final in basketball, it's UConn versus San Diego State. Everybody kind of bet on UConn. Nobody bet on San Diego State. And we all know how that turned out.
There's a novelty in that heat. There's something that's supposed to be fun and adventurous, but it is not. It is not something that you can just open up the towel, set it on the beach, lay down. No, you know what? I'm going to be a jerk. Caribbean jerk is moving on.
Caribbean jerk is
moving on to the finals.
I think we all knew where that one was going. So, we have the Cinderella story in honey garlic I think that there is space for us to think about this while we talk about our next story.
I am over the moon with flavors and probably going to come back up at some point. But I think we need to... Oh, my God. That mango habanero. I mean, that thing's got to lose just because... Oh. I'm going to... Why did we do it this way? Why did we do it this way? Oh. Just give me a goddamn minute. I'm trying to make a punny thing about going to the moon here, where I'm over the moon. So, listen, can we talk about... NASA's going to the moon, guys.
We're doing it. We're doing it.
I hate this. Scott, our parents, or at least maybe for me it was my dad. It could have been your mom or your dad. Maybe an uncle. You close with your uncle? That would make sense. That tracks.
Kind of, yes. Maybe.
Oh. Knew it. But our parents grew up and they got to watch these moments when we landed on the moon, that hype, that feeling, the excitement. They were just growing up to this, like, how did humanity achieve something like this?
Our space race.
Which
just like to talk about.
I have watched so many videos about how just improbable it was that we were actually able to go to the moon and land on technology that was so
allegedly
dumb.
Allegedly.
How dare you?
Here you go, conspiracy theorist. Here you go.
I'm gonna feed you this fat stack of wings that I have to eat because I'm not gonna waste $80. But on Reddit today, there was a post that says the official portrait of the crew of Artemis 2, the first humans set to visit the moon in over 50 years. How excited are you that we're going back?
I read this immediately, 6 to midnight, nipples pointing through the shirt, like ready to cut glass. I saw the picture. I was like, this is super cool. They're going to get like really cool spacesuits and everything. This is awesome. Star Trek's coming true. And then I read this isn't happening until 2024, maybe 2025/26.
That's only 3 years away. That's so soon.
For who? I want you to think about what happened over the past 3 years. That was the longest 3 years in human history.
A lot of people got arrested. A lot more, hopefully, are coming.
But I'm just thinking, talk about releasing that early teaser trailer. Because I can't even imagine how much stuff has to go into the logistics of planning all this.
True.
But if they're not going to be ready for 3 years, are we getting hype right now for nothing? We're going to forget about it. Elon
totally
is going to send 47 more rockets somewhere before we get this to the moon. And they're not even going to land on it. They're going to drive around it. Like maybe flick it off, maybe moon the moon, because that's what I would do if you're asking me. Forget pale blue dot, you'd see the pale brown dot.
Do you think what? Do you think that they is there any science to be had in like, hey, do you think we can make a baby on the moon? Like, what if they just had to like put the rover on the ground, self-enclose the container, and just like, which one of these 3 dudes is going to town on this girl?
Well, I think that'll be saved for Artemis 3.
Oh, okay.
But because the Artemis 3 is going to actually land on the moon.
Oh, and got it.
I don't know if you've watched any spacefaring shows about alternate history lately, but we're not the only country that's aiming for that big rock floating in the sky. China's trying to go there.
Oh.
Russia's trying to go there. I'm sure India and Japan probably want to go there. My question for you is, let's say here, we are carry the 5, 7. Okay, you are 10 years from now able to take a trip, vacay on the moon, and you have the means to do it.
Okay. Hey, congrats on the show, man. We're doing great. Thanks, Iceland. Appreciate you.
Yeah, it all started with you, Reykjavik.
Just
But
removing ourselves from one Iceland to another.
you're also going to be married, possibly have a kid, possibly divorced, possibly have 5 cats. Who knows?
Still playing Destiny 2.
Are you going to the moon?
100%.
You are. You
What's
want to
the
go
risk?
to space.
I'm assuming that
Death?
at that point that you
Your
can get there.
life?
No. There's a risk in getting in an Uber. There's a risk in taking an airplane, right? I'm saying that if the risk is equivalent to getting in an airplane and going from here to LAX,
It's way more dangerous. Think about all the stuff that can happen from Earth to the moon. All that debris.
have you seen ducks? Tornadoes, turbulence? Have you
Yes.
watched The Boys?
Have you watched-
So much can hit you in the air, man.
Have you watched Gravity? That movie alone made me think like, oh, maybe I'd never want to go into space.
Yeah, but they stopped in between. I don't get out of the airplane on the way to LAX.
You might have to.
Because
might have
that's
to
what
push.
that's the premise of that movie. Is the airplane stopped, and what's her face is like Clooney and oh god, you're not gonna
Poor
help me.
George Clooney, not
They
James
just
Clooney.
they just get out. They just, you know what? I'm gonna chill right here. No, I'm not gonna do a spacewalk. That's scary. That's swimming in the ocean. I don't want to do that.
But you would do a
Put me
moonwalk.
on an island, huh?
You would do a moonwalk.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not as good as Michael,
just-
but I would try.
You want to be like Mike. I get it. I don't know. I think I don't know if I could do it. Maybe if I was just going to stay there. I would be buried on the moon. Can you do that for me? Can you make sure that when I die, you just bury me on the moon?
Yeah, you're older, so in 10 years when I go, I'll bring you.
Congrats on finally taking over the show.
Hey, he's going to fit in a Ziploc bag, right?
I'll probably fit into a can of Starry. Or a pouch of Starry, whatever they have.
They're going to go,
Also-
sir, no liquids on the plane.
Starry, perfect brand for space. NASA, you heard it here first.
Yeah. Pepsi's just doing a full rebrand, I guess. Right?
They are.
Is Starry Coke or Pepsi?
Starry is Pepsi.
Ooh, they're having an
PepsiCo.
existential crisis. Speaking of existential crises, is just opening these wings and looking at them is triggering my gag response.
Well, from my experience, I've never known you to have much of a gag reflex, but we don't have to talk about the past. We don't have to bring it up.
It is time.
Dun 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 dun. There I'm doing it. I'm doing the football thing again.
Dude. Basketball. Is that right?
That's the one. Yep. Okay. All right. Give yourself a couple seconds. For those just tuning in, we have honey garlic, a surprise to say the least, versus Caribbean jerk. Do the whole thing. No. Get the rest in there.
Sounds like when we were younger. Get it in there, Willie.
Put it all the way in.
No, you can fit it. Dude, that's so good. There's no way I'm chewing this though. I'm dead serious.
Just gonna swallow it. You're gonna swallow it whole.
Nope.
Oh, you're doing this. You're gonna spit it out. Okay, well.
That is not an indication of it being bad. I just need to be clear. Not an indication of it being bad. It's delicious.
We are about 30 seconds away from the best episode that we've ever made of the show. And Willie's worst nightmare.
Which is why I am afraid to eat this. I can't put the whole thing in my mouth.
Yes, you can.
I've experienced these. I've eaten these 3 weeks in a row, man. You have no idea. what my body is going through. I literally am having like jaw palpitations. I can't do this.
Just
no, I'm calling it.
Do it.
I'm not putting this in my mouth. I can't. I genuinely can't. I can't put this goddamn wing in my mouth, man. I can't do it. This is
you can't
stupid.
even like bring it up to your lips.
No, I can't.
Can you sniff it? Take a big, deep whiff.
You need to stop. You need to stop bringing this up.
Just open the box.
All right. Tasted it already. How fucking dare you?
Is that a forfeit? That's a forfeit. It didn't even make it past the lip barrier. You can't.
What are you? I put it in my mouth already. I took a bite.
I think we need to take each wing, one each, shove them in both sides of your mouth, and you chew and you tell which one's better.
How fucking dare you? How dare you do this to me? There is
Just
one
bite, one bite each.
I've already. What are you talking about, Scott?
Good.
Scott, did you not see me eat a honey garlic a second ago?
All right, so
Fine.
Here,
Fine. This is what you want. Is this what you want?
This is how committed we are to the show. We are willing to do just about anything.
Hold on. How fucking dare you? How dare you? We're willing to put Willie's money on the line. His biggest fear, and I swear, I am determined to make sure you get the best viewing. Fuck you, Scott.
I'm gonna give you 10 seconds. 10, 9, 3, 2, 1, and the winner, an inaugural champion of the Scott and Willie Starry Buffalo Wild Wings sauce bracket is
Honey garlic.
Honey Garlic for the win! All right. You can't tell me at the beginning of this entire event that honey garlic was even on your radar. It
I
just
didn't
went
know
from
it
worst
existed.
to first. Exactly. Now, every single time you go to Buffalo Wild Wings, you're probably going to
I will throw up.
But but in the back of your mind, you're going to have a little faint appreciation for that honey garlic.
This moment. Thank you so much for hanging out with us this week.
Please rate and review wherever you lurk. And remember,
be kind to each other, and we'll see you on Saturday.
how's it going? You have a huge mouth.
Apparently. I have never done that before.
And now it's full of cat hair. Let it not
So
be
is my
said that
mouth.
Willie doesn't eat pussy.